Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the darkest stage in the world, as it would appear.
Oh, there we go.
Wonderful.
I'm a noob. I was muted. And it is very dark, actually. Yeah. Look at that. It's really
I'm not
dark.
really sure why. The ambient light in here seems to have decreased significantly. I'm not really sure why that is, but...
Do these guys even need an introduction? They don't want an introduction. They want to get onto the game.
They want to fight.
But EG'Idra versus EG'Puma. These guys have met before multiple times in China, where Idra surprisingly went 3-0 and then went on to win the tournament. So that was a fantastic result for Idra. And then most recently, just last weekend, we saw Idra 2-1 Puma in Providence. So he's actually got quite a heads up against Puma, to be honest.
Yeah, the problem, I suppose, for Idra at the moment is that he does kind of seem like he's on a bit of a tilt. There was a lot of drama yesterday surrounding what was going on with Idra. He did leave a game early. Yes. There was a bit of the trademark Idra rage, though, we thought had really passed from his competitive style. I don't know what's up with him, but it could affect his playstyle going here, especially after losing to Huck.
Indeed, and Puma is so consistent in every single tournament. I mean, we were talking about his MLG run, just such a great, consistent amount of results. He is the guy created in the depths of hell.
Indeed. He was forged on the Crucible in fire and brimstone. He's a tough guy, what can we say? And he is spawning into the south location of this map, which is, of course, the Terminus SE. It is Evil Genius's Idra in the red trunks playing Zerg versus his opponent. Oh my, yes, the Korean acquisition of Evil Genius's very dangerous Terran player. He goes by the name of Puma, and he is in the blue trunks playing Terran to the north.
And he hasn't even dropped a game today. He's just smashing through his group, even though it's such a difficult group.
Yeah, very much a group of death.
Aurelia and obviously Idra. And he 2-0'd Aurelia as well, made it very, very simple. So he's already had a bit of a warm-up, I suppose you could say, against Zerg. This guy, oh my god, the thing's what makes him so brilliant is his ability to do everything at once. Micro, macro, all at once, and then the decision-making, split-second decision-making, his ability to add on the production necessary to keep up with Idra. And look at this, an 11 barracks going down here. Oh, Puma's getting a little bit cheeky here against Idra. We are going to see a second 11 barracks come down. Though for Idra, it's pretty good. He's spawned in the best locations possible for this because he's cross-position. But how greedy is Idra going to be in terms of building up drones after the hatchery's been put down? So it's going to be 15 hatch. But how far up the scale does he actually go before he builds a spawning pool?
Yeah, and more to the point, does he send a drone scout? Because if he does not, that 2 barracks is going to be scouted so late. And by the time it gets scouted, there will be Marines on the way. And he's not sending a drone scout yet. He really wants to get going in terms of his economy. And that's quite surprising. I suppose maybe he's going to this match a bit confident after having beaten him
he's
before.
Got the extractor first.
Oh, wow.
So the extractor first, and then the spawner pool. Even though the spawner pool is only delayed about 10 seconds more, every second counts.
Yep.
And he's also, if you think about it too, he's going to have 3 drones in gas mining very, very shortly, which is not on minerals if he had gone gasless. Therefore, he's not going to have the great income he can to keep building Zerglings to actually defend against this. And this is going to be very, very difficult for Idra to deal with, especially because he's only just now sent a drone scout out. And by the time these Marines are in the center of the map, the drone's going to be on the left-hand side scouting that base. So he's literally going to find out about this at the last possible second.
Well, if anyone can hold it, it'll be Idra, but this is not going to be easy for him. He scouts the location. He will find absolutely nothing at that point and should immediately turn around and get over there as quickly as he can. He's actually going to push in a bit.
Oh no, he's stuck, but 3 SCVs are coming as well from the main, and he's collecting all the forces together because he doesn't want to just reveal it straight away. So what he's going to be doing, oh no, I know exactly, Puma's going to go for this Overlord. This Overlord will die, and getting supply blocked while getting double 11 barracks rushed. The thing is, Puma, he knows the Overlord somewhere. He's just seen it with an SCV. Oh, no, he's going to turn around. Okay, so he's just going to, I think he's just going to be like, whatever, and go for it. And now Idra's drone is going to see the 11-11 barracks, and he knows he's in trouble.
Yep, he sees it incredibly late, and here comes Puma. Knows that he must go now. Lings are in production. Those drones will finish off, and Idra is only sitting on 4 Lings. Going to build another. He's got the 2 Queens coming out, and his starting speed. Speed is nowhere near done. Needless to say, these SCVs are going to deal with a lot of damage to begin with, and with that many SCVs, there's a big possibility of bunker as well. More Lings on the way. He's trying to push out as many as he can, but this is still going to be hard to hold.
It's going to be hard, but I think Idra may be okay. He's got 2 Spiring Crawls on the way, 10 more Lings. And because it is cross-position, like, EG'Idra's in the best position to deal with this. Because of the distances between bases, he doesn't want to go in too early, though.
Yeah, especially considering that he went for a little jog to try and find that Overlord. If it had gone in slightly earlier than this, it might have worked out. And EG'Idra being very, very cautious. And this Spine Crawler is going to die. That's not going to go up. The second one will go up and will most likely be redeployed. And this bunker container is going in place here. And this is where things start to get a bit stressful. That Spine Crawler is out of range of the bunker. The bunker is not out of range of the hatchery. Perfect placement there by Puma. And in comes the fire.
Oh, this is going to get rough. There's so many Marines. And he can very easily bunny hop to the back bunker and load that up, and there's so many SCVs to repair. 5 SCVs. I think EG'Idra's... Oh no, speed finishes though.
Oh, a perfect surround there by EG'Idra. Now going for it. Can he hold that bunker more to the point? The bunker's going down incredibly rapidly. The repairs going off as fast as they can. The link count is good enough to... No, it's not good enough to break it. Puma actually evacuates, goes to the back bunker, which is not being repaired rapidly enough, but it stays alive. Oh wow, look at that. He pops in and pops out of both. That one's going to go down. The front bunker will die as well. EG'Idra holds, and he doesn't lose too many drones either. EG'Idra throws away 5. That was really nice hold there by EG'Idra.
And I don't think Puma was kind of expecting speed to finish there and then.
Oh, yeah, it was a perfect surround just at the right time.
But either way, that's pretty good for EG'Idra now in a comfortable position where he can drone very heavily right now. But this is the map with the destructible debris on the third base, which is going to make it more difficult for him to play his macro style, because he would just prefer to go ahead and just build a third base right now, but he can't. And he will have to use Zerglings to come back probably to go kill them, so he can. Meanwhile, droning up nicely, 22 versus 21. The command center is so late, and Puma knows he's behind. So actually goes ahead and double expands here to start producing a lot more SCVs a lot faster here. And if EG'Idra was to be aggressive against the natural that is coming up very, very shortly on the lower ground from Puma, he could actually win the game, because this third command center is delaying a lot of production, a lot of tech here, so he's not really going to have enough to defend against aggression. But EG'Idra, being that more passive player, is just going to go ahead and take this third base instead.
Yeah, most likely. He'll try and grab that as quickly as he can and just get going with it. And it's going to give Puma a chance to rebuild, and it's unfortunate that that window's not being exploited. We'll see, though. I mean, once he starts to take up to lair and gets the muters going, it may not matter. It depends how good the control is. I mean, we've seen EG'Idra's muter control is something to be revered, so we'll see what he can do. Factory's coming down. Actually, double factory here from Puma.
And I'm wondering if... well, the thing is, on this map, mech is very good.
Yes, it is.
So we might see mech come out, especially the way... Well, she's throwing a tech lab down onto the barracks, so probably not. But mech is very good on this map. EG'Idra is probably just going to play pretty much the standard as can be, but with a third base and with the 5th and 6th gaff a lot sooner than normal. So he's probably going to be wanting to go to lair soon while building drones up. Doesn't need to build any Zerglings whatsoever. Already has quite a comfortable map control. I mean, look at his vision. He sees pretty much everything. You know, the front 2 Zalnonga towers, overlords on the left and right hand side, and there is an armory going down. So maybe he is actually going to play mech, because as we can see right now, he's actually changed up the factory with the tech lab, and we are going to see some Hellions come out probably with blue flame here very, very shortly.
Yep. Mech is a good choice. Once you secure the third, certainly. Trying to push out and then secure the fourth, Mech is really strong once you grab that. So it's a good way to cut the map down the middle. It's a good way to limit the options of your opponent. If we're going for the lair, certainly a lot later than he would have liked, I would imagine, considering the amount of harassment he had to deal with earlier. And he's starting to bank up gas now. He's mining from all 4 extractors with 3 drones in each. So muters is a very likely possibility coming up.
Yeah, and he could go ahead and take the gases on the third base as well to obviously get even more muters out than normal. But the reason why mech is so good on this map is because it's very, very easy to take a third base here. There's nothing that EG'Idra can do to stop it apart from mutalisks.
Yep.
And then it's so easy just to crawl to the center of the map and build a 4th base, planetary fortress it up, and then very easily, if you think about 4th base to 4th base, the distance is like nothing.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's very easy to control center of map. And this is actually how EG'Idra most recently in Assembly Invitational lost versus Show.
Yeah.
And even though EG'Idra would 100% of the time say Show's an inferior player to himself, he still dropped the game because he didn't really know how to play against mech here. And EG'Idra plays his same style over and over. Even if his opponent goes mech, he still plays like it's versus bio. You know, muter, ling upgrades. So, you know, Puma still has a great chance in this game.
Yep, a good bit of changeling scouting going on here by EG'Idra. It's unnoticed by Puma, unfortunately, and that's some interesting information given. The Overseer gets all sorts of wonderful facts about this. You know, that Overseer is pretty much the Wikipedia on Puma's build right now.
And immediately as this Overseer goes in and sees what Puma is doing, we have the Roach Warren go down. So he may not even use Mulus. He may build 10 or 12 or something to actually just harass with, and then he should be going into a lot heavier Roaches. He should be thinking about a 4th base now as well, simply because if you go in mech, you can't move out until you have a decent enough army. So therefore, EG'Idra should be thinking about, all right, if I take the 4th now, get the gases there, I can get the infestation pit earlier, I can get the hive earlier, and I can actually go into Ultralist really fast before this guy's even prepared for anything. So here is 10 Mulus coming out, and he's probably just going to keep it at that. I doubt he'll want to go more than that, but Roach speed is on its way as well, so...
There's an extra one on there as well, and we did see a little bit earlier the Hellions from Puma, the blue flame gun, very easily surrounded and crushed there by EG'Idra. So the harassment potential of Puma is really limited at the moment. It would usually in the mech style would be about Hellions, things like that, in order to try and make that happen, but it hasn't, and we're now in a situation where EG'Idra is able to grab this 4th base, and the mech crawling has not begun to happen yet.
And Roach +1 missile attacks is on the way. We have that Roach switch also. I love the fact that EG'Idra's adding in a 2nd evolution chamber, because a lot of mech players actually go double armory. So EG'Idra wants to keep up with upgrades to make sure that the Roaches don't just get squished. Meanwhile, Puma should be adding in tanks very, very shortly here. You can't go Hellion Thor against Roaches.
No.
Against this like Mutaling combination, great. You know, you're going to do fantastic. But against Roaches with speed, with +1, with a 4th base, it's going to be very, very difficult here. So EG'Idra has a couple of options. He can go all the way to 200 supply with Roaches, or he can throw down an infestation pit like now and start thinking about the hive. And it looks for now he's quite content with just building Roaches.
Yeah, well, Puma's not actually building tanks, and Puma's really isn't aware, I think, of the presence of those Roaches, so that's a fairly dangerous thing. And EG'Idra taking a lot of fire here. He does Magic Box over this Thor, but I don't think it's enough. The repairs come down, and yeah, that was a lot of mutas just thrown away in an effort, and he didn't do anything with it either.
And there is that 4th command center going down nice and early for Puma, and he will want to take this base in the middle very, very shortly. But look at EG'Idra's army. It's at 200 supply already. He's got 1 million drones at 75. 4th base not yet taken, and he can play just smashing roll where he just goes over and over and over and over into Puma because he doesn't have any siege tanks.
Yeah, exactly. The Thors will do some damage, but really not a huge amount, especially if the Mutalisk goes straight for them. They've got to focus on the bunker. Here's the bust right now. Roach bust coming right through, and Puma needs to repair those Thors immediately. It's too late. The Thors are down. The Roaches are now in the natural, and now he's wishing he built some tanks. He doesn't even have siege tech started right now. EG'Idra just going all the way in. +1 just popped. That gives him a bunch of extra firepower. Another Thor melts. EG'Idra continues to crash through. More Roaches coming in. Reinforcements at the back. He must bring those in right now. GG! Ladies and gentlemen, what a powerful Roach bust. And Puma totally unprepared. A lack of information has cost him a game.
G to the G, by EG'Idra, and keeps his tournament life alive. I mean, if he loses this series against Puma, he's out. That's it. It's as simple as that. And he's been playing so well recently, did well in Providence as well.
Yep.
Even though he got seeded to the end of the bracket anyway, still managed to do okay there. Puma, though, 1 game away. I mean, at the same time, if Puma loses this, he still is going to advance.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that much, but for seeding tomorrow, it helps to just go 3-0 and just go ahead and get that first seed, because obviously, if you think about the way this Group A, actually got formed, it's all because of EG'Idra finishing 2nd in his group yesterday, that he is now in a group with Puma and Huck, who finished 1st in their group.
Yeah.
So because of EG'Idra messing up a little bit yesterday, he's made the group more